Hello, my name is Sam Schechter. I'm communications faculty here at Douglas College, and I'm speaking today about open educational resources, or OER textbooks. My personal journey started when I saw my students come into class without the textbook, and I knew why. The price was too high, and that's even though I was trying really hard to choose affordable textbooks for my students. But I knew that they weren't bringing them to class for that reason. And I wanted my students to be able to use the learning materials without, and to experience the course in full without a cost barrier to them. And so I didn't know much about OERs or how to get started, but I went to a workshop here in the library, and that led me to search for an OER textbook for my course. And I found one I liked. There was a little problem, which was that it had about 5 to 6 chapters I didn't really need, and I needed to add about 5 to 6 chapters that were necessary for my course. So I got in touch with the instructor at another university who had written that book, and I suggested that I could write those 5 or 6 chapters and add them to the book. And she explained to me the virtue of Creative Commons licensing, which is a feature of OER textbooks. Creative Commons licensing allowed me to take content from her textbook, edit it, provide attribution, and make it my own, adding more content as I needed to. I'm at a point now where sometimes I don't even give out handouts in the classroom because I've added materials to my OER textbook that students can access during class time. And so my first OER textbook ended up being about half content drawn from other sources and about half content that was my own original content, often taken from former lecture notes, previous lecture notes, or previous course slides that I'd produced. So what I started to see right away is that students were using it. And why wouldn't they? It's free, it's online, it's custom tailored for the course they're using. And when I started walking around my classroom when students were doing group work, I would see students with my textbook open on their phone or on their computer screen, and they were using the material very effectively for their learning. There are a lot of other benefits too, like I'm very connected to my textbook personally now. I've immersed myself in that content, so it's an excellent professional development opportunity as one immerses themselves in the content of the course and seeks out new information from their field. I now have an OER textbook for the 4 courses I teach most frequently, and I have a 5th textbook, which is a group of case studies for my strategic public relations course. That extra textbook is case studies that are mostly written by former students. With their permission, I've taken their best work and turned them into chapters in this textbook, giving them a publication credit and showing students what outstanding work looks like. So they have real examples of what a top-notch PR case study looks like, and this book will continue to grow from year to year. Students contribute to the case study book, obviously voluntarily, but they feel proud of it, and they connect to the book, and they start using these OER textbooks more and more, and some have told me that years later, they are still using the OER textbook because they have experience using it and they remember how to take value from that book. So in total, this has been an extremely positive experience for me. It's been an extremely positive experience for my students who are taking greater learning opportunities, future learning opportunities, and cutting out the cost barrier to learning. And so I encourage folks to get started in an OER process for their own courses. To do that, I recommend you contact Deborah Fluelling here in the library, or even reach out to me personally. I'm happy to field any questions you may have. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you get started on your OER journey right away.